You know, again, I think it's one of those things where we kind of got in that mindset because we were struggling to score so much. I mean, we were missing layups and missing open jump shots, and you know, I told the team just now, this is the most. This loss is the most we can build off of any of the other ones, because we really defended a team that's a really good offensive team, and we just didn't do it for long. We did it for those 2 stretches, killed us. But I feel really good about the way that we guarded, and I feel like now that we have a way that we can point to, or a game that we can point to and say we stayed in it against a good team just because of one end of the floor.
I thought the play was a great play that he drew up, but we didn't execute it. You know, our timing was off, and they just blew up the entire play, and Jeff had to hoist up a long 3. So our timing and execution was off in that particular play.
Celtics blow it. They fall late 94-88 to the Blazers. This is the Garden Report on CLNS Radio and Celtics Blog. I'm Jared Weiss. Joining me tonight from Sports Exchange is Gethin Coolbaugh. Welcome back to the show. Been a while since we had you on.
Yes, it's always good to be back here, though. It's like a second home.
Well, this is going to be the second home for you guys for the next 20 minutes or so. We're going to talk about what happened during the game and then what happened after the game in the second part, which is pretty fascinating. So definitely stick around for that. So let's start with kind of the end of the game there. Celtics don't take a non-3-pointer within the last 3 minutes of the game. Their half-court offense just got destroyed in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and that's been one of the things with Brad Stevens, that as much as I like him, as much as I like his game plan, what he's done, the Celtics can be a little too 3-point reliant. He acknowledged as much after the game there. They were going for that home run, as you said, and you just can't do that, especially against a team like Portland, one of the best offensive teams in the NBA.
And Jared Sullinger went 3 for 9 from deep. Avery Bradley 1 for 8, didn't even hit that one until the end of the game, which my eardrums exploded when he hit that shot, because I mean this place turned into a playoff atmosphere, and then almost immediately got cut down where they missed a couple shots. Blazers scored on the other end. It's amazing how quickly the Blazers were able to shut down that quick little comeback that the Celtics had.
Yeah, and that's a sign of a veteran and talented team here that's definitely going to be in the playoffs.
Oh,
and will be a contender here in the Western Conference. And going back to your point about the Garden and, you know, place blowing up with Avery Bradley's shot, that's the one thing I've loved throughout this whole rebuilding process. Of course, in the Big 3 era, we had everyone cheering. This place was loud, but this place has still been pretty loud since. Celtics fans don't go away.
Yeah, I mean, Celtics games can get exciting with the crowd who can really get into it if there's some big stuff happening late in the game, especially 3-point shots. Jeff Green's provided some highlight reel plays. They've been running the break well offensively. And the thing is, defensively, the break has been a disaster for them. They've been really poor in transition. Stevens even said before the game that it was a major, major problem for them. And then it was 15-4 fast break advantage for the Celtics tonight. So clearly, they made some significant improvements there.
Yeah, and that's been the one thing with this team now. And Rajon Rondo, the Celtics have been able to finally get a little fast break action going. And granted, they don't have all the pieces and the players together, so it is a work in progress. But tonight, I thought it was pretty encouraging, and there were a few that could have gone for more. I believe it was Rondo's pass that was deflected out, going to Avery Bradley on the bounce there. That would have been pretty, but the Celtics are looking a lot better there, and I think that's encouraging, because that's what you need to compete and win in the NBA today.
You know, the funny thing is Evan Turner got a lot of chance to run the break, and there were significantly mixed results there. It seems like his court awareness in front of him is a little bit struggling. It seems like he can get like a bailout pass, but trying to make that pocket pass, make that lead pass to a guy on the break, he's missing it almost every single time, and they're losing a lot of. I mean, they had a big fast break point advantage, but they still could have had a lot more tonight if Turner was able to execute on those plays.
Yeah. Evan Turner, as I said before, he kind of makes Jordan Crawford look consistent when he was here for a while. But yeah, obviously Turner's such a hit or miss player. He kind of reminds me of the Will Middlebrooks of this Celtics team, in that Middlebrooks is a guy with all this potential. You see, you know, great hitter. He can hit home runs, but it's just not there most of the time, and it's just so hit or miss with Evan Turner. And he's in a good place right now, coming off the bench. I mean, that stint where you know, Rondo was working his way back. He's not a starting point guard in this league, that's for sure. He can technically play the point, as we saw, but you know, he's best suited coming off the bench. But even that, you don't know what you're going to get most of the time.
Well, he's a decent point forward. He's a guy that has ball skills, he has passing skills, he's a good scorer, but consistency is a major issue. I liken him probably more to like J.D. Drew, where J.D. Drew was this guy that, I mean, I think the injury analogy wouldn't work there, but as far as this guy that would get these real hot streaks, and then otherwise it would be kind of like puzzlingly ineffective, and you weren't really sure why he was so ineffective. And you look at Turner, and you just see that there's some nights where he's really on, he's getting the shot he wants, he's hitting his shots, he's making the plays, and then some nights it's like he's not 100% sure which play he should be making. It's not really clicking for him. He's not really the look's there. He's not seeing it. You're seeing it as a spectator, but he's not seeing it, and you wonder why is it that he has the mental game some nights, but it just doesn't show up the other nights.
Yeah, well, I guess J.D. Drew's better than Steven Drew in that comparison.
That's true. All right, well, we're going to wrap this part up. When we come back, we're going to talk about what Jeff Green opened up his post-game press conference with. So we'll be right back. Stick around. Garden Report, CLNS Radio, and Celtics Blog.
I just think that was, with the two past 2 days, it's just Brad being on us more. We had to do certain things, certain executions, and especially defensively, and it was tremendous how he helped us out. So I mean, that's you gotta give 2 heads up to Brad on that one.
I don't even think we need to watch film. It all comes from effort and want to play defense. We wanted to go out there and prove that we are a good defensive team if we all give 100% on the defensive end, and that's what we did. Everyone was trying hard tonight, so we don't need to watch film. We know what we need to do. I don't think I want to say just against a good team, against anybody. Every single game, we need a win. We need something to get us going. We need a streak. I think the longest streak we had so far was 2 games, so we need to get it going.